From the Standing Stone Farm Studio right outside downtown Nashville, it's time for the most ridiculous sports podcast in the world. So sit back, relax, and listen as Bobby Butler and Brandon Bond crack open a cold one and talk all things hockey, pop culture, and complain about everyday situations. It's the Pucks Out Podcast.
Welcome into the most ridiculous podcast of sports and pop culture. I'm Bobby. He's Brandon.
Hey-o.
You can find us on the three majors of social media at Pucks Out Pod. Now let's crack open this cold Mayday beer and let's get after it. As always, Pucks Out is powered by Mayday Brewery, the official beer of Pucks Out Podcast. Here soon we will have the date of when we are hosting Bingo once again at the brewery in Murfreesboro. So stay tuned for that. Today we have got news from in and outside the NHL. We got our games of the week. We got a couple questions from the internet. And our joke of the week is quote unquote good. But stay tuned.
It's all right.
How are you this week, bud?
Good, man. Had a nice long weekend. Happy belated MLK Day to everyone.
Yeah.
But you know, always super nice to have a long weekend. I did nothing. I played a lot of video games, a lot of you know, we were talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and you know, originally I was kind of with you. You know, it's pretty. You know, it's okay. I mean, it's nothing special. I'm into it now, bro. That story is sick. I'm very much enjoying it. So you gotta run back through.
Nice,
that.
yeah.
But, playing a little Lego Star Wars with Steph, dude. That's pretty.
The
sick,
Skywalker
man.
saga.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
so that's
I was playing
sick.
I had some issues with some of the puzzles, and I just because I was playing it on stream, and like when you're drinking all day, like when you're drinking during it, like you get the puzzles can get a little hard. You know, I'm pretty sure they're meant for children.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a smarter class of people than you and I, though. I mean, children are the future. We have been left in the dirt in the past. So yeah, man, I've been enjoying that. But you know, football this weekend, obviously. You know, first weekend of playoff football, so that's always fantastic. What about you, man? How you doing?
Good, man. We the weekend was fun. Hung out with the family. So my wife's family, my sister-in-law, my sister-in-law's husband, and my father-in-law all have birthdays within like a 4-day period. So we celebrated all their birthdays this weekend.
Nice.
So that was fun. And then your boy is really fucking tired right now because he did a long stream last night. I'm pretty sure I started stream before you went to bed, and then you woke up and was like, "Oh man, I fell asleep." I was like, "Oh, well, I'm still streaming."
Yeah. And so I got a little bit of watching on it. Yeah. So you had a real long stream.
Yeah. So I'm working on about 2-3 hours of sleep, and as soon as this is done, I'm getting back in bed. But
do it.
But yeah, dude. I'm completely. The Tail of the Dragon is what I'm drinking today, man.
Nice.
I forgot how good of a beer this is. I've been drinking a lot of the Redhead.
Super sick beer. I left. I have one left, but it's like I left it at my parents' house, so it's still there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have it at any time. But I'm just angry redheading it right now, bro. You know. So,
nice.
Matching it up, you know, with the hat, since we're about to move into Fit Check. You know, got to match the angry redhead with the old Houston Gamblers hat, bro. We got USFL football coming on April 1st, year 2.
Nice.
So hopefully they're able to build on what they did last year. You know, I mean, I'd love to have year-round football. I mean, that's one of my biggest complaints, right, Bob? Is that there's not football on year-round, and you know they're trying to correct this for me. So, so I got the Gamblers, but you know, otherwise, I just got the polo, you know, long sleeve, bro. Just keeping it cash today. What about you?
Nice. Oh man, just threw on a Washington shirt and a Preds hat. You know, just something simple. You know, I needed to rep the Commanders after they beat the fuck out of the Cowboys, and I'm gonna act like this week in football didn't happen because I don't think this is the earliest in a playoff I do not have any dogs in the fight anymore. So I don't even know who I'm fucking rooting for. I guess I'll be rooting for Cincinnati. I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, man,
it's rough.
Yeah, it's mostly I don't really mind anyone going. I mean, obviously you don't want to see Dallas go, but other than that, really, I'm with you, man. I'll tell you, I've lied though, Bobby. I do have a dog in the hunt. And that's money. That's money right there. That's gambling dollars, brother. That's all. That's all that is. That's all that I care about. So, I've been having a nice little stretch past week or so. I mean, I'm probably up about 200. Australian Open tennis is happening. Your boy might be back into the 2 people parlays, dude. And
ooh, let's go.
Yeah, man. It's always been pretty early in a tennis tournament. I've found, dude, you just watch live. You catch them when they're like, oh, minus 200, minus 275, and just get like 2 or 3 of those and throw like $5 or $10 on it. And, you lose occasionally. It's not a foolproof plan, but early on in the tournament, it's not as many upsets as you'd think. So, but a couple basketball parlays. Obviously, my NFL parlay didn't work out this weekend. So, but yeah, man. So money is the true winner this season, or losing money, one of those 2.
All right, let's head inside the boards.
Everything you need to know about what's happening on the ice. It's time for news from inside the boards.
Detroit's Nedeljkovic. Yes, I said that right.
Yep.
Yeah. Was sent to waivers. At first, I read this as IR. But yeah, so sent to waivers. Let's see if he gets picked up.
It does have an R in there.
Yeah.
towards the end of it.
And also, there's also an I in there.
But no, I mean, I could see why you would read that as IR. That was a little surprising to me. I mean, Nedeljkovic is only, a 2nd or 3rd year guy acquired from Carolina. And we kind of thought, wow, Carolina's a little crazy for letting this cat go. And maybe it's just Carolina is an easy team to play goalie for. I mean, David Ayers went in there and got him a game. That man's, isn't he just like an accountant?
Yeah.
He's just like a regular guy. So, yeah. So I was surprised about that, but maybe it's just, he's not as impressive as we once thought. Again, playing in front of that good team, you're going to win some games. So me and you could win some games there. So
yeah, for sure. Evander Kane returns the Oilers 10 weeks after wrist cutting. When I wrote that, I meant like after he got his wrist cut by a skate.
Oh man, I did not know that he was taking the debt so hard.
So
good for
after
good
10 weeks, 10 weeks after the incident with his wrist getting cut from a skate, it looks like he is returning to the Oilers. Whether or not he's back on the ice or ready to play, I do not know yet. I don't think about the headline.
Yeah,
which is what we do.
I mean, I've had him in a fantasy team on a fantasy hockey team for all year. And they really have had no updates or news or anything about him. I mean, he just went immediately to long-term IR. I mean, it being a wrist, you would have to imagine that as far as it depends on what happened to his wrist. There's a lot of wrist movement in hockey. So, it could be still a little bit of a rehab stint. But if you're saying they're bringing him off the IR, I guess he might be getting, ready to go and come back. So, as much as we have a distaste for Evander Kane, I think that we both agree that his injury shouldn't be ended by Happy Gilmore. It should be a loan shark. Okay, that's who should end Evander Kane's career, not a Happy Gilmore guy with a skate.
You could say there's a high risk of re-injury with that.
He'll be here all week, folks.
The Predators are the definition of mediocre. I believe throughout this season they have their trend is win 4, lose 4, win 3, lose 3, win 5, lose 5. They are just so okay-ish that it is infuriating.
And it's more infuriating because there's no rhyme or reason to who they're beating.
Yeah.
They'll go out and they will beat the Flames as they did last night and then drop one to the Habs. It's more of the inconsistency of if they were just beating the teams they're supposed to beat and losing to the better teams, well, that's one thing. They still be mediocre, but at least we know what to expect. It's hard to, every time something happens, you're like, all right. Well, we're going to go on a little slide here, and they come back. And like you said, they either go on a ridiculously hot streak and win 3 or 4 in a row. Or they're coming in here on a bad streak and we're sitting here talking about how they need to finally, get rid of some of the players and get rid of some of the contracts. So, it is, I don't want to say infuriating because it would be more infuriating to be the, Coyotes or something.
Yeah.
But it's very frustrating.
It's annoying.
Very frustrating. Yes, exactly. It's annoying. It's still so early. We still don't know what's going to happen, playoff wise and all that good stuff. But it's just bother. You hate kind of being in that no man's land because I don't think that you think any fans have this inkling that we can win the cup. Anybody can win the cup on any given year. I'm not saying that we can't, but I mean, is another first round playoff exit truly in our best interest? I mean, because that's what it's looking like. We're going to be sitting in that 8 seed and have to play, Vegas or Colorado, or whatever Pacific or Pacific team is streaking at the time. So yeah, I'm with you, man. It is, it's very frustrating, and I'd like to see either one way go one direction or the other after the All-Star break, right? Either let's go on a little streak, let's play some good hockey and let's go to the playoffs, or let's not. Let's play, not win games and not streak and leave questions up to us. Get our hopes up all season.
Yeah, I wish more teams would not make their entire trade deadline decisions based on the week prior to trade deadlines. Yeah. It feels like if you're on a heater on trade deadlines, and that's the only thing that teams are looking at.
I've very much not understood, and I'm sure there's a lot of reasons for it. Not as many teams are prepared to sell, but there's just not a lot for as many moves as there are right at the deadline or a couple days before. There's just not a lot that happen. Pre All-Star break, there's a couple teams that you think, and sometimes injuries have something to do with that. Oh, we got a guy injured, let's bring a guy in. But a lot of them are not. Those same teams that are going to be selling at the deadline. I feel like you could get yourself a better deal if you're going out and trying to get those guys. So I don't know. It's just odd that it's just this window of.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with teams if you ask for a lot, if you're asking for a lot for a player, right? Like right now, teams will say, okay, well, I mean, we'll see who's available at the trade deadline. Someone else may come available at the trade deadline. Oh, no. But then when the trade deadline comes up, they'll say, okay, no one else is available. We'll take your guy. And then there's a premium for that guy.
And I'm not, but see, that's what I'm saying. It seems like the biggest thing is chemistry, right? Getting these guys in there and letting them learn and play with your team. Yeah. It just seems the earlier you do that, I would rather have that guy that's maybe a little less desirable long-term, but he's played for my team for an extra month than the guy that guy's better at hockey, but then he's still got to come in and learn the system. And that's not everybody. I'm sure that you put Connor McDavid on a team, and I don't think there's much, gelling that needs to happen. I mean, it kind of probably just happens a lot. So, but yeah, it's just interesting that it's all just one big stretch. So yeah.
All right, let's head to outside the boards.
Now that you know what's happening inside the boards, time for the rest of the headlines with news from outside the boards.
Alabama basketball player Darius Miles arrested for capital murder. What is up with D1 players getting into shenanigans like this? And I understand shenanigans might be a little bit loose of a word for capital murder, but dude, you're a D1 player.
They treat it like shenanigans, though. That's the point, is that they, and I don't know, I'm not a big college basketball fan, as you know, Bobby. It's not March yet, so why would I be?
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, even if this guy's not NBA bound, I just don't.
You're getting a free. You're more than likely getting a free college. When I say free, you're getting a college education. You could be set up for life,
and you can get paid money now. I mean,
you got the NIL. Yeah,
player, he can get local sponsorships and different things.
Yeah, and
Jim
most
Tressel
D1 players,
tattoo,
and I would say that a majority of D1 players at a Power 5 conference yes, more than likely, the chances are you're not going to NBA, but you could go play in Australia. You could go play in China. Like, you have options in basketball. This is not football where it's NFL or bust.
And I don't want to be that guy that's comparing. Obviously, all murder is bad, Bobby. And, all great things happen after. All murder is bad, but I mean, Aaron Hernandez at least had the wherewithal to like take the guy, into a secluded area and do it. My man's did this on the strip, on the Tuscaloosa Strip, brother. Like, this is beyond crazy, man. Like, just that this happened. So I mean,
yeah, that's wild. Lyndon B. Johnson, or I guess LeBron James, as some people might call him, hits 38,000 points, the second player ever behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is hitting the presidential shake on him.
Yeah, the youngest player to reach 1,000-point milestone. LeBron once again just setting those records. Just an absolutely insane thing.
What that means is he was the youngest player to hit every 1,000 on the way to 38.
Oh, okay.
For youngest to 1,000, youngest to 2,000, youngest to 3,000, all the way up. I mean, at a certain point, there's only like 6 dudes that have ever done it, and
yeah.
So yeah, but that's super impressive. We're MJ truthers on this pod. This is a Michael Jordan podcast, but a man hits 38,000 points. You got to put him on the old list.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's 10th in assists, or no, I'm sorry, he's 6th in assists right now as well. I mean, I don't foresee him ever catching John Stockton or anything, but he's only like 2,000 from number 2, so it's pretty wild. I mean, just it's only 2 players have ever done it. The great Kareem and LBJ.
Yeah.
Lyndon B. Lyndon B, baby.
Wild card weekend. We're not going to talk too much about it, but let's talk a little bit about our biggest surprises of the weekend. Why don't you start us off? What were your biggest surprises from this stretch of games over the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's one that goes without saying. A 27-point comeback for a second-year quarterback in his first playoff game.
Yeah,
that threw 4 picks in the first half. Obviously, that is the answer for the most surprising.
Yeah.
But just in that same vein, as surprising as it was for Trevor Lawrence to do that, it was just as surprising to see on the other side of the field Justin Herbert squander that opportunity.
Yeah.
I think probably another very surprising thing for me was, hey, Miami battled out there. Skylar Thompson looked good. Had a coworker that had mentioned, the Bills really just kind of, played down, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. I don't know about
Miami's a good team.
I felt Miami played up. Was what happened. So I found that game to be very surprising. A not surprising thing was definitely the Niners. I mean, the Niners are just looking right.
Oh, dude, that was the one game that I think out of the stretch of the stretch of games, that was obviously, I thought the Bills would win. I thought, but I thought the Niners would win, and that was the one game I was confident in. I won a little bit of money on that because I was confident that the Niners would go in and handle their business, and they went in there, and the Niners really showed that they're here to party, dude. Like this is a good team. Christian McCaffrey's out there.
My name is Christian McCaffrey, and I like to party.
Yeah.
Well, my name's Elijah Mitchell, and I like to party.
But yeah, I would say that one thing that we as sports fans and football fans missed out on was how better this would have been if Tua and Lamar were padded up. I mean, I think that I have to think that Miami and Baltimore might have switched the outcomes of those games if they're starting quarterbacks right
possible. Now. Yeah, and I mean, game plans are
especially Baltimore
for both sides. Baltimore was right there. I mean, all plays count, but a goal line stand for a touchdown right there doesn't happen that often. You won by 7.
It doesn't happen with Lamar. Doesn't drop that ball.
But we get a opportunity for the game that never was, though. We get to see the Bills Bengals. So I think that's a pretty cool. And I'm obviously gonna lock in that terminology. I gotta call my people and have them patent it. but I'm going to be calling ESPN for their 30 for 30 on this game, dude. And the game that never was. Are you kidding? That was sick. When I thought of it, I was like, that's sick. You know, I'm going to write that. I got to do a whole documentary. I don't even know how to do documentaries just because I got this dope title. Now I'm a filmmaker. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I think that we're going to have some good football games. I think that Kansas City gonna go out there and take care of business against Jacksonville, though. I don't think Jacksonville's got another one in them.
Who'd you say? Who does Jacksonville go against? Who did you say?
Kansas City. Kansas City.
Yeah, I think that. Listen, I think this is David versus Goliath, but you know what? Sometimes you got to believe in miracles, man. I think I'm not saying I think Jacksonville wins. But man, I think they have a shot. I don't think this is clean. I don't think this is a clear cut. Oh, Kansas City's going to go in there and get an easy win.
I agree with you. I would have agreed with you if the Chargers-Jags game was a battle back and forth and the Chargers pulled it out. Kansas City was watching them come back from 27 points down, and so I think that kind of seals it. So Kansas City's going to go in there with a focus.
Yeah, no, 100%. And again, I think Kansas City wins. I don't think this is a trouncing. I think Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce get this job done.
Yeah.
And I think they win by 10 points, but I don't think they're walking out of there with a blowout.
Game, hey, in a playoff game, 10 points is an astounding level. You know, I mean, so I'm with you. I think that they. I mean, you hope it's a game, right? I mean, you hope it's a game. Obviously, it's the playoffs, so.
I love seeing all these young quarterbacks just performing their asses off. Man. It is so fun to see Trevor Lawrence out there.
I think we called most of the major upsets. I mean, the Giants moving on. I think that was something that both of us talked about.
Which also was that an upset because they were favored over the Vikings.
They were not.
The odds that I got when I got the odds, at least when I bet on the game, the Vikings were plus 120.
It money was line. I think the Giants were plus 125 start of the game. So maybe you bet on the wrong side. Or,
I took the spread either way. Yeah, but yeah, it was it was a little bit weird, but yeah, that was disappointing. I thought but again, it's Kirk Cousins. I knew that from the start that Kirk Cousins. If Vikings were going to win that game, they were going to win despite Kirk Cousins, not because of Kirk Cousins.
I want to mention something that I don't feel has been mentioned, and Kirk Cousins is a part of this. Justin Jefferson doesn't show up in those games that he needs to show up in, though. I mean, it's all good to drop 200 yards on Detroit or whatever, but this was a game that I just felt like he didn't do enough in my mind.
Yeah, neither does Kirk Cousins. And I mean, there's a lot of stars in that team that don't show up. And I think that for how much the price tag on Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson, those guys need to show up more in the playoffs. But that's why I have never liked Kirk Cousins since he was with the Commanders. I just, I know what he's about. I don't like that. Let's move into our games of the week.
Games of the week. Bobby and Brandon do the work, so you don't have to. The best from around the NHL and what to watch.
Your boy had a bad week. Real bad. I think I went 1-4. And I was able to squeak one out there at the end of the week. But yeah, that was an ugly showing for me this week.
Yeah, it was piss poor, Bobby, and I just don't like to stay in competitions with folks like this. So I think I'm gonna bow out now. We'll just take whatever the record is at this point in time, and we'll call that person the winner. And
cool. So it's a tie.
That was me. Well, it wasn't a tie because I got that one tie. So that means I got a better winning percentage than you. So no, I had a decent week, 3-2, and tied us up, or technically it's not tied because I got the one postponed game, but. Finally, you've been leading since week 2, so it's nice to pull back in here, and did okay gambling this week. I'm up to 59-16 out of the 56. You're sitting at right at 50-72, so not you're not way far off here. But yeah, man, we got us a good little battle as we traditionally do. Who's starting? I think this one is.
I'll take a start. First game of the week on Thursday, the 19th at 8 p.m. I've got Tampa flying out to Edmonton. I'm excited for this matchup. Two heavyweights. I think Tampa goes in there and gets the job done. I'm just taking money line, though. I'm not taking puck line on this one.
Yeah, I think that's smart with them as the away team. Devils Kraken. This is tough. Kraken have been playing decent hockey right now, and obviously the Devils have been playing great hockey. I am going to go with the Kraken, though. Just going to go with the straight money line. I think that I'm going to regret this because the Devils have been doing well for me. But I like what the Kraken have been doing, so I'm going to go with the Kraken at home. There.
The Kraken have really been showing up, and I really like that. They're at home. They've really been playing well.
Yeah, I agree.
What is your Friday game?
Yeah, I have the Sens and the Pens, dude. The Senators playing the Penguins, 6 p.m. on the Friday the 20th. I'm gonna go with the Pens puck line here. I think that that they're gonna pull this one off big at home.
Nice.
What about you?
The only other game that day, Colorado at Vancouver. So I'm taking Colorado puck line. But why did 2 games on that Friday and there's like 15 games the next day? Why do they think that this is an okay thing to do? Just give us like 3 more games.
Yeah, my guess would be Arena's scheduling, but yeah, it's super annoying to have only 2 games on a Friday night. So yeah, I'm in agreement with you there.
Yeah.
I think the next one. Yep, you got it.
All right.
Well, I did not realize and picked the same game as you. So,
all right. So I've got Toronto at Montreal on the 21st at 6 p.m. I've got Toronto going in. I'm just taking money line. I think that Montreal is not a great team, but I think Toronto is the kings of playing down to the opponent. So I'm just taking Toronto money line.
Yeah. And so I did not notice that you had this game and I accidentally picked the same game. And since you've already made your pick, I'll keep it. I'm going to go with the Habs. I think that what the Harper, chill.
Was that a sneeze?
That was Harper. Yeah, I guess. I think it was like a wake up sneeze. Like he was like, oh God. I'm trying to get my bearings here again. I'm straight shook over here. So I'm gonna go with the Habs. I think that this is not where I wanted to land. Obviously, but when I picked it before, but I'm okay with this. I think that
it's right. Toronto. It could very well be a Montreal win.
I don't think you're going to get a lot of money with your win if you take the win, but I think mine, I might be able to make a little money off of mine if I'm able to get that win. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Habs Jets, baby. Habs Leafs, baby. Let's go.
Nice. What do you have on the 22nd?
Yeah, I got the Jets and the Flyers. The Flyers have been playing a little better hockey as of late. The Jets have been playing pretty good too. And so I hate to bet against my Jets team here. So I think I'm going to go with the Jets puck line. I'm honestly hoping that it is that they are favored and I get the -1.5.
Nice.
But I will accept the +1.5.
Yeah. Yeah. So for my 22nd game of the 22nd, it is our obligatory Boston matchup. It's San Jose heading into Boston. I think Boston handles this easily. I've got Boston puck line.
And I guess I'm just like totally off my game today because I got the same Friday game, and I'm not gonna go. I don't like the pick. I don't want to go the other side on it.
No, that's perfectly fine. No, pick another game.
I was gonna change it. The other one, I was like, okay, that was my bad, but like, no, I don't want to take the Rangers here. So Monday, the 23rd, I am gonna go with the Sabres.
Well, I took the Rangers for that, so you would be taking Florida if you did. If you did want to take Florida, for that you could. Okay,
I did not want to take Florida. That was why I'm gonna go with the Sabres.
Okay.
Versus the Stars, and that's 7:30 on Monday, the 23rd. And I am going to. Why don't you give us yours? I'm going to think on mine for a sec.
I've got Florida heading up to New York to face the Rangers at 1 p.m. on the 23rd. I've got the Rangers, and I'm just taking the money line on this. Florida is not the same team they were last year, and I think the Rangers deal with them pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just switched so I didn't have to take them because I'm not confident in taking them right now. We got the Sabres and the Stars, 7:30 on Monday. I think that I'm going to go with Sabres money line, actually. I was thinking Stars, but I am liking the way the Sabres are playing right now. I've gotten pretty risky, so you might get a 1-4 week from me, Bob, and you'll be able to take back this week. But I'm feeling good about that.
Nice. All right, that wraps up our games of the week. Let's head into our joke of the week.
The weird.
Corey Perry.
See, I don't like this. Wild. I think the first read was a good one. Now I'm overthinking it. Outlandish.
Each sixth chick sat on a stick.
Little tongue twister. And downright dumb.
You're kidding me.
It's time for the joke of the week.
All right, you found this one. What are we looking at this week, bud?
City selects Busan is good as its new slogan. That's it. What a silly slogan. Busan is good. I want to go and give you the other two that were possibles. Bridge for All, Busan, which I thought was pretty dope. I thought that was a pretty cool little name. And then True Place, Busan. I'm not as big of a fan of that one. I think that one's worse than Busan is good, personally. But it just seems. But you found a fun little nugget about it that makes it even funnier. You brought up the fact that that they wanted to make the brand surpass the "I love New York."
One of the most popular slogans ever.
In one of the biggest cities in the world. I mean, Busan, I think, is a pretty big city, right? But I mean, it's not New York City. It's not like a cultural hub of the world, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, Busan is good. That's it. That's just, we were talking about it. We said it would have been way better if they would have been like, Busan is great, or like, Busan is awesome. Or if they went even more accurate and was like, Busan is Busan is meh. It's okay. Right. You know, it's okay. It's Busan. Busan is Busan. You know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
Think about that, though. Busan, it is what it is. You know, that's a slogan, Busan. So Busan is good. It received favorably reviews. It was flexible and highly usable, such as Busan is good to live. So are they picking just a beginning portion so they can say,
I guess,
Busan is good at insert touristy thing here, you know, and they're just like, look, we worked that one in there, boss. Did you like that? Did you see?
Yeah. Well, I feel like they paid a marketing group to do this, and they forgot about it until the morning of.
They're like, oh. So we did a poll. They're like, you were gonna love this poll. It's one of the best polls that we've ever done. What city was it again? I just want to make sure I pull up the right file.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Busan. Busan is good. They're like, that's it. That's the one. That's money. That's money. Yeah. Sir, you're getting promoted.
Fucking amazing. All right, let's our pop culture segment of the week. It dropped, I think, last night during the games, maybe before, but the Mandalorian season 3 trailer. I'm hyped. What a great show. There's a couple funny things in the trailer that, you know, I think just you find with all these shows. Right. But I think that I'm super excited. You know, one of the things that came out to me is like there's a scene where there's a bunch of different Mandalorians with a bunch of different color, and it felt like when you go, like if you're playing like World of Warcraft or like an MMO, and like a bunch of people could like create their custom shaders. And I was just waiting for for them to start emoting and stuff to each other.
And I found it funny that it was Mando was again talking to one of the rebel, I guess, patrol officers that he ran into the first time in the X-Wings. And I guess this patrol officer is now been promoted or something, because where would he run into the Mando again? He's just a beat cop, you know, he's just a beat. Yeah. He's not involved in like local governance, or at least I didn't think. I mean, it would be even better if he was like a super head boss guy and he was still going out on patrols. Like, he had to do his monthly shift. It's like a undercover boss situation, like Kylo Ren had to do. So what do you guys think about Kylo Ren? I think his mask is super dope.
We all know that Matt is Kylo Ren, right?
Oh yeah, super knew that immediately.
Super excited. I think March 1st. I was surprised. Usually when they drop these trailers, it's like 3 or 4 months out. This is like 2 months.
I think haven't they had like a light trailer? Like they had like a
maybe
trailer light.
I feel like this is I feel like this is the first I've heard about when they give us a date. So it feels, when I was watching this, I was expecting them to be like, June or something. But for them to say March, I'm like, oh, that's real close. That's dope.
Yeah. I still need to finish Andor. Luckily,
me too. I think I watched episode 1. And I was like, this is real slow.
Episode 1, super slow. It speeds up a little bit. 2, 3. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it ends up with him dying, Bob. He dies eventually. So
okay,
it's known.
Let's head into questions from the internet. We've got 2 here this week because we didn't have a main topic. Who would win, Mike Tyson with the arms of a gorilla, or a gorilla with the arms of Mike Tyson? I don't think we've had an easier one on here, at least for me. It's very clearly Mike Tyson with the arms of a gorilla, right?
Oh, see, no. I think that it would depend on, to me, there's 2 schools of thought here. Where is the arena? In a boxing ring, I think that Mike Tyson with the arms of the gorilla win, because he knows the flow of but if it's like an outdoor battle and the gorilla can use his legs and like jump and like climb on things, I don't think it's like a thing. I mean,
so I thought we were going with, because we are using Mike Tyson, who is a boxer, that would be like saying who would win, Mike Tyson or like Conor McGregor. Well, if Conor McGregor gets him on the ground, Conor McGregor's like,
I don't think that it's as cut and dry in the boxing arena though either, because the guy still has his leg. You know what I'm saying? He still has ape legs, and so he's not going to get any knockouts. Can we agree on that? Can we agree on that? He's not knocking him down. He's got to win that decision.
When I said that this would be easy, I was thinking this more as like in a boxing match, where if the gorilla, if we can communicate to the gorilla, hey, you got to follow boxing rules, then I thought Mike Tyson would whoop this dude's ass.
Right. I agree with that, but I don't think it would be an ass whooping, because I think that he would have to win it by decision, because he's not knocking out this ape. Right,
I think he's knocking him out.
You think you can KO an ape, dude?
Listen, he's not one punch. He's not first round, this dude, but he's causing severe brain hemorrhaging and trauma. And that gorilla is getting his shit fucked up.
The gorilla literally fights with other gorillas that have these arms, Bobby. And there's not these slews of gorillas with brain damage out there.
But gorillas don't know how to properly transfer their weight into a punch. Mike Tyson has the skill to transfer his weight into a punch.
I have literally seen gorilla fights where they like jump and lunge at
but that is instinct. Mike Tyson has instinct and training.
Do you think that the instinct of that gorilla ain't going to be to jump punch Mike Tyson?
Listen, like I said, it's not first rounder.
Get over here. He's like, I'm going to beat you up, and he's like, I'm gonna monkey punch you, and he
listen. Okay. I think what we can both agree on is what's going to happen in this is that neither is going to win, because what's going to happen is they're going to befriend each other, and Mike Tyson and this gorilla are going to have a sitcom by the end of this fight.
That's possible. I think that I'm with you. I think that Mike Tyson with the arms of a gorilla wins in a close 15-round decision in the boxing ring. I think that he's absolutely slaughtered all over the place. He's Mike Tyson that's ripped apart. Because the gorilla still got Mike Tyson arms. And so I can imagine Mike Tyson with the shoulders of a gorilla could rip arms out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let's be honest here. And listen, Mike Tyson might be able to bite an ear off. That gorilla's got some chompers, bro. He's biting into Mike Tyson. They're both biting into each other. This is going to be
But street fight, it's too easy. I think in a cage match, it's still too easy. An MMA match, but a boxing match, I think you're right. I think that the instinct and the training is just too much. That being said, I do think that I would pay you know, those absurd level, you're like, oh, so-and-so bought national championship tickets for like $16,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think that there would be a number high enough that I would say, wow, I would never pay that to see Mike Tyson with gorilla arms fight a gorilla with Mike Tyson arms. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this would be, yeah.
There's like 6 billionaires in the audience, and I'm like, yeah, that was a pretty exclusive.
This would be the one event where we can finally confirm there's life outside of Earth, because aliens would hear about this and come to Earth to see this. They would be like, listen, we're coming out of hiding. We've got to see this, right? Like
the Monstars show up to watch the game.
All right. So the next one is, if you had 4 years to train with facilities and coaches from today, could you be an Olympic athlete?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there are some sports in which I could gain enough skill set to qualify for the Olympics.
There is exactly. Because we were talking, so there's no way we can make a curling team, bro. I've seen those guys. They're like us.
They are just regular dads. And honestly, 4 years with trainings and coaches and facilities, we would be able to dominate them because they just still have to go to work every day.
In fact, I would say that 4 years is too much time. 4 years is way too much time.
Would get bored. We would get too into it, and then we would already be bored of it, and we would quit probably.
We would our skill level. We could go pro, and our skill level would be too high for the Olympics. I mean, for God's sakes, it took those Jamaicans. It took them less than 90 minutes to learn how to bobsled.
That's what I'm saying. We could put together, like, I would say, like, week 1 of the 4-year track. It's just us doing and testing different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we're narrowing it down to like 2 or 3. And then we're playing around with it a little more, because what we would really need to do, Bobby, to ensure this, as much as the training and the facilities and stuff that they're going to be helpful, most of this is going to be researching the easiest location and, you can qualify for, because we've seen in the Olympics, like that regular person that like qualified in skiing and did that half pipe course. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I think
she just went up and down the half pipe and like the announcers were being very nice, but it was very clear she was just a girl, like just a lady.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where she just didn't fall during qualifiers. So she made the cut because she didn't get DQ'd.
Right. It's like, so that's what I'm saying. So that's really what we would need to be doing, is the research in which would be the easiest path in. I don't know. Some of those other countries will like let you be a citizen or whatever to get you on their team. So that might also be what we need to do, is like seek out a country that doesn't have a lot of Olympic athletes.
Yeah, boys going to Madagascar, baby.
That's what I'm saying. We're like, dude, we're actually good. We've been training for 4 years, but can we become Madagascarians? So we can get up in the game.
It's like, did you guys hear Bobby and Brandon are in the Olympics for North Korea?
They're interviewing us. They're like, we're like, yeah, man, the great leader. I mean, he's my homie. I don't know what you want me to say. I'm very clearly North Korean myself. And this is my coach right here, Dennis Rodman.
All right, let's head into what's snapping their stick.
Bobby and Brandon are about to find out exactly what snaps their sticks.
All right. This one, I kind of overheard this weekend. You know, they weren't in our group, but they were in a group at the place we were at. It was, it's wild card weekend, baby. It's a big football weekend. What's that mistake is the quote unquote ghost sports people who say it unironically. The people who are proud that they just like don't watch and don't care about sports, and they have to chime in anytime someone brings up sports. Like, oh yeah, go sports. Yeah. Honestly, I find that more annoying. Like, as much as I hate like the fan base of like Georgia, Alabama, and the Vols and the Cowboys, I would rather be in a room with all of those people than in a room of like those go sports people. Like, it truly is just one of the most annoying. Like, we get it. You don't like sports. No one asked you for your input. You don't have to chime in anytime sports come up with how talk about how you're too good. Like, it's like those people who say, "Oh, I don't even own a TV." It's that
Good
same
for you,
type of
dude.
thing.
You're missing the golden age of television, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
why do I care? Like, I don't care. Like, good. I'm with you, man. And like on Reddit or whatever, a thread is posted about sports, and inevitably there's always someone in here. You care about this stupid sports ball or whatever. Like, bro, like, yeah, I do enjoy this.
Yeah.
You don't, and now you're wasting your time with it. I don't understand.
You came into a subreddit about sports.
and obviously you don't have to like sports, but my favorite are college folks that hate they're spent all this money on the whatever team. Yeah, well,
yeah.
Whatever team, paid for that stupid science building. You stupid science nerd. All right. Nobody you think, look at me, bro. I ain't no science nerd. I don't know biology. I don't know chemistry, nothing. When they built that big science thing on MTSU, did I say, oh my gosh, science?
Go
nerds.
science.
Oh my God, go science. Everybody loves science. No, I didn't say that. I said, cool. I was just like, oh, dope, dude. Those people that are science folks are going to love the sciencing that they're going to be able to do in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's a great one. I think that this is probably just as is tradition. NFL officiating was god awful this weekend. It is. I don't know when the NFL is going to stop hiring dudes for part-time work during the NFL season, because that's what referees are. It's like a part-time
especially during the playoffs.
Yeah, man. It needs to be full-time crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you do. That's your job. We pay you a bunch of money and you're a ref. You do, training in the summer and you go to practices and you're sitting in a line at a grocery store. Boom, flag. You're practicing, dude. You know what I'm saying? You're like, that's all I'm saying. So get it together, NFL.
100%. I agree with you, man. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this week. For Brandon, I'm Bobby. This has been Pucks Out Podcast. We'll see you all again next time.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the Pucks Out Podcast. To see what other ridiculousness the guys are up to, check them out on Twitter and Instagram @PucksOutPod.